to the main event. Let's get ready to rumble!
Y'all ready for this?
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Lowrey Field in Lubbock for tonight's by-district contest between the Amarillo High Sandies and the Cooper Cougars. And whoever said the TV job is a cushy one has never been out with the Cable Channel 7 crew, because it is windy and cold here in Lubbock tonight. Temperature at 49 degrees as we get ready for the start. Wind is blowing out of the south at about 25. And I'm Jimmy Pogue along with Phil Ashby. And Phil, this by-district contest, 5 years in a row now for the Cougars.
And they've been very successful on this field in the playoffs. And what might be different this year is this team may be playing better than any Cooper team going into the playoffs. A 4-game winning streak. Randy Allen called them this week the most confident team he's had going into the playoffs.
We've got a lot of numbers we're going to break down for you tonight here on Cable Channel 7. But first, we're going to go down on the field for the coin toss as the captains come down the field. We're just moments away from football here in the by-district game between Cooper and Amarillo High. And we'll go down the field now for our coin toss.
Dr. Boyd, Mr. Garrett will speak for Abilene Cooper. Thank you. Have to come in and introduce yourself.
Okay, gentlemen, for tonight's game, our home team will be blue, and our blue team will be white. If we need a captain or any option out here, I'll call like your team call. For the white team, this team, they will call the toss. Captain, post all tails and heads while the coin is in the air. If you win, you can have your coin. Before the coin hits the ground. Tails is foul. Tails is there. Captain, you've won the toss. You can have your choice now or in the second half. What's the choice now? Captain, you may receive, hit, or defend the goal. South end, is that correct? Your captain, you may receive or hit the ball. Okay, Captain, you'll be defending the north end. Please put your back on. Second half yards.
Well, to let you know a little bit about how much of a factor the wind is going to be tonight, Cooper won the toss. They elected to defer to the second half, and Amarillo High said, we want the wind in the first quarter. So the Cougars are going to get the football, but they are going to go against gale force winds. I'm Jimmy Pogue along with Phil Ashby, and then all the good guys are here tonight, Rob Westman and Randy Cluck, along with Eddie Raines as we get ready for the start of this one. And we've got some numbers to crunch. We're going to tell you some numbers about the big three of the Cougars.
Well, Jimmy, if you look at the Cooper Cougars season, you can almost divide it into two, starting at that 5th game mark when they played Amarillo High homecoming. If you'll remember, Amarillo High wins that game 31-28. But since then, the Cooper offense has been clicking in all areas. In the last 5 games where the Cougars have gone 4-1, they have averaged 376 yards a game and 39.6 points a game, almost 40 points a game. out of this offense, and it starts with the big three: quarterback Michael Anderson, running back Dominic Rhodes, and wide receiver Miles Durham. They're seniors, they're playoff tested, and they really lead this offense behind an offensive line that has improved a great deal since that part. But in the last 5 games, Rhodes has averaged over 120 yards a game. Anderson has completed 66% of his passes, and Miles Durham has scored 5 touchdowns and averages about 20 yards a catch. You put all those together, and you've got an offensive team that is playing at its best, and that's the way Randy Allen wants it coming into the playoffs tonight.
On another note, did you notice how fast the balloons just flew by?
Hey, they weren't around very long. I hope I don't go blowing by here in a minute.
I think the balloons have already reached Abilene by now. No, I guess that they're blowing out of the south, so it's going up through the Panhandle. There we are tonight here with the good guys on Cable Channel 7. I look like a snowman.
A brown snowman in Lubbock.
We get ready for the ballgame. 5 years in a row that the Cougars have been in the playoffs. It has been a great run for Randy Allen's ball club, and they come into the bi-district game tonight against Amarillo High. Amarillo High defeated Cooper 31-28, one of Cooper's 3 losses on this season. They lost to Amarillo High, they have lost to Garland, they lost to Midland Lee. And so now then tonight is atonement night for the Cougars here from Lowrey Field. And the wind will be a factor all night long. One of the things that we're going to talk about as this game goes on, Larry Dipple, the head coach of Amarillo High, has said he's going to go with an 8-man front. And so really the wind is going to work in his favor right now because it's going to be very difficult to pass the football out here tonight on the high plains.
Well, it really worked in Larry Dipple's favor for the wind to come such a factor in this game. You can tell by some of the things moving, the streamers and things, just how hard it is blowing. But it's going to be, you're right, very difficult to throw against the wind, which will allow Dipple to use that 8-man front.
Kickoff almost gets to Tahoka from here. Well through the end zone for a touchback. Cooper will have the football first and 10 to 20-yard line. And that means Michael Anderson, the quarterback, 180-pound senior. He will have as his tight end Corey Aldridge, 84, 208, and a senior. His running back, Dominic Rhodes, 33, 195 and a senior. Jesse Sharp, the flanker, number 5, 175 and a junior. Miles Durham is split in, number 2, 190 and a senior. Mark Rowell, the slot, number 9, 178 and a sophomore. First and 10 for the Cougars. 3 wideouts, 2 go to the left side. Sharp comes towards us. On first down, the handoff is to Dominic Rhodes. Tries to get outside. Gets to the 24-yard line before he is knocked out of bounds. And he is knocked out by Matt Bruton, the free safety, number 40 for Amarillo High. Gain of 3 on the play. They're going to spot him back to the 23-yard line. Call it 2nd and 7. First play from scrimmage here tonight at Lowrey Field in Lubbock. 2nd down, 7. Anderson stays in the huddle for a moment with his team. Now he'll send Durham out to the left side with Rowell into the slot. Sharp again comes wide right. Same formation from the right hash this time for the Cougars on 2nd down and 7. Anderson hands it off again, Dominic Rhodes. Rhodes gets to the 25, maybe the 26 before he's pushed back. Bobby Kitty, the strong safety, this time makes the stop. Both times we have seen the safeties make the play, both on 1st and 2nd down. Now then it will be 3rd down, about 4, and it looks to be a passing down for the Cougars. And I'll tell you one thing, Phil, one thing you don't want to do in this ball game against the wind is punt the ball.
You're exactly right, and because you won't be getting any distance, and it'll be something where a punter is so conscious of it, it's just an unknown factor.
3rd down and 4 for the Cougars. Anderson hands it off again to Dominic, and Dominic reaches across the 30, and he has the first down. I wouldn't be surprised at some juncture of this first quarter you don't see Cooper almost go to an I formation, bringing Chris Cherry into the ballgame also.
Well, on that play, Dominic Rhodes following the big lead block of Joey Heath. He just gets in front of it and gets Rhodes the first down, the Cougars first of the night.
The offensive line for the Cougars, Kevin Hoffman is the center, 230 and a senior, number 73. The guards to the strong side, Matt Royal, 64. 265 and a senior, Everett Frazier to the quick side, 60. 260 and a junior. The tackles, Big Joey Heath, as Phil mentioned, 290 and a junior, number 75, and Webb Murphy, 72. And there goes Dominic to the 40, 45. Dominic Rhodes running against the wind, trying to outrun the field, and he will do it. 70 yards for Dominic for the touchdown.
Well, there's the Cooper offense that has been striking so early in the last few weeks. They have been a first quarter team. They jump on you and they don't let up. Dominic Rhodes, who has done it again. He has scored 6 touchdowns 2 weeks ago. He scored a couple last week, and he starts this game off with a long touchdown run on the Cougars' first possession.
Courtney Martin is going to attempt the point after out of the hold of Scott Copeland. Dominique goes 70 off the right tackle, and Cooper leads it 6-0. Snap is good. Martin's kick is on the way. It's up, and it's good. 10:37 to go, first quarter. Cooper leads it 7-0 right here on Cable Channel 7.
4 plays, 80 yards.
Ball player is Dominic Rhodes for a Cougar touchdown.
Cougars go 4 plays, 80 yards, a minute and 23 seconds. Dominic Rhodes already has 4 carries and 80 yards on the ground, and Cooper leads it 7-0. Courtney Martin adds the point after. And this should be interesting now to see the kickoff coming up by Chris Cherry. I would think that Cherry is about to beat this ball into the ground. We're trying to see the deep backs for Amarillo High. And there is the kickoff. It's a line drive from Chris Cherry, and the ball bounces and dies. The flag is down. Now this will be kind of interesting to see if Amarillo High, no, they're just going to take the football, 1st and 10. They'll take it from the 30-yard line, and that means Dan Belcher, the quarterback, comes out, 176-pound senior. In the backfield with him, we will see Austin Price, 33, 178 and a junior, along with Ricky Hill, the tailback, 176 and a junior. The big man that we saw for Amarillo High back on homecoming was Brian Sandridge, number 83, the split end, 162 and a senior. And now that Amarillo High is indeed going to force Cooper to kick it again.
Well, I thought they would to begin with, because there's no guarantee Chris Cherry can keep it in the field once again the way the wind is blowing, and you're not going to get much distance. You can get a nice return and get much farther out than the 30. The first meeting between these two teams, Amarillo High really had their way with the Cooper defense. 26 first downs, 363 total yards, and we talked a little bit about Brian Sandridge. He had 5 catches for 67 yards and a touchdown, but they were just spectacular catches. Even when the Cougars had good coverage, he seemed to come away with the catch. So that is something I'm sure the Cooper coaching staff has worked on this week.
Cherry to kick it off once again, and this time he beats it onto the ground, comes down to the 35 to one of the upbacks, 40-45, and out to about the 48-yard line. I believe that was Corey Holman with the return, and now it's 1st and 10 for Amarillo High. I had to go into the backfield to get something to weight down my roster.
You're going to have to weigh down everything, and as you can see, the 5-yard penalty, Amarillo High even picked up that ball before they ever got to the 30, so they're going to start in excellent field position. We'll see that with teams that have the win all night long.
Dan Belcher, the quarterback, 1st and 10 for the Sandies. Middle of the field for Amarillo High. And on 1st down, Belcher wants to throw. Why not? And he has a man. He's got Sandridge. But only a gain of about 2 before he is popped. over on the sideline, and I believe it was Melvin Barnes, number 17, in on the stop. At the half tonight, forget the bands. We're going to let stuff go from our table and watch it fly on the camera.
From the David Letterman School of Entertainment.
2nd down 6, a gain of 4 on 1st down. We wind it into 2 minutes into this ball game, so we've got 10 minutes to go in the first quarter. Cooper is on the board first. A 70-yard run by Dominic Rhodes. 2nd down, now then Austin Price goes in motion, and now then Hobart Kilgore, the flanker, in motion. The pitch comes back to Ricky Hill. Hill spins out of a tackle and gets into Cooper territory. Again, down to about the 46-yard line, and it is going to bring up 3rd down. I believe it's David O'Shields in on the stop.
Well, Charlie Andrade just jumped him into the Amarillo backfield and caused the ball carrier to change direction and allowed the Cougar defense to gain on him. But a good penetration by Andrade. They'll need that on that pitch that was so effective when these two teams met in October.
3rd down and 4. Again, Sandridge comes out wide left side. Hobart Kilgore comes into the slot left on 3rd down for Belcher. Long pitch comes back to Ricky Hill, and Hill is decked behind the line of scrimmage. And it brings up 4th down for Amarillo High. And it looks as though they are going to punt. It looks like Corey Aldridge in on the stop for the Cougars. And now that Amarillo High stuffed on their first possession, will drop back into punt formation. Dominic Rhodes standing at the 9-yard line for Cooper. Snap is good. The punt is away from Eric Rump. And this one is going to sail into the end zone for the touchback. So Cooper will have the football 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line following the touchback. And that means Dominic Rhodes and company come back out again. Rhodes carried the football all 4 plays for the for Cooper, on the first series. And I think one of the other big keys to this ball game tonight, Phil, especially against the win, may be Chris Cherry.
You're right, and we've seen Cherry come into this game, and you might see him in a surprise role. We don't know, but right now the one back's not working too badly.
Dominic straight ahead is stuffed on 1st down. Tackle is made on the play by Brandon Gollihue, the inside linebacker for Amarillo High. And it's maybe a game back to the line of scrimmage, but it's going to bring up 2nd and 10.
Dominic Rhodes has just been a touchdown machine in the last 5 games. 16 touchdowns in 5 games. Counting tonight, that's 16, and 12 of those have come on the ground.
2nd down and 10. We wind it under 8 minutes to go in the first quarter. Anderson hands it off again to Dominic. Dominic is stacked up at about the 23-yard line. Braxton Britting in the middle of the nose guard in on the stop for Amarillo High, and it brings up 3rd down along 7.
This will be a little more interesting. The first 3rd down, the Cougars only had 4 yards to go. This one is going to be a little tougher. It looks like a long 6 yards, maybe 7 for the first down. A little more difficult in a one-back offense to get it on the ground.
3rd down 7, line of scrimmage the 23. Jesse Sharp goes out wide to the left side. Miles Durham comes to the right, mark round to the slot. That's the short side of the field. Play action. Anderson rolls to the left. Anderson with the football to the 25. Anderson has the 1st down at the 31-yard line. Boy, that's a nice play by Michael Anderson, but because it gets the Cougars out of the hole.
He does. I mean, he had Chad Foreman running the drag route over on his side. He could have flipped it to him, but I think he saw he could get to the corner, and he does, and the Cougars have converted on the 3rd down for the 2nd time in a row. 1st and 10 Cougars at the 30-yard line. 7 minutes, 10 seconds to go in the first quarter. Cooper up 7-0. And they pick up another 1st down on the ground. Anderson has not attempted a pass yet. Handoff straight ahead to Dominic Rhodes. And he is brought down again. Corey Holtman in on that stop. Very little on the inside for the Cougars, but it's gone pretty well off tackle thus far in the early going. The Cougar offensive line has done a nice job of establishing itself here in the early going. They are winning the line of scrimmage when they have to. Amarillo High is getting a couple of short gains, but in the key situations tonight, the Cougar offense has come through.
2nd down 9, 6:39 to go first quarter. Durham comes out wide to the right side, checks with the side judge. And Anderson Hands it off to Dominic, tripped up behind the line of scrimmage and dropped for a loss on the play. Tackle is made on the play by number 43, Colin Cummins, and it brings up third down.
Sandies were sort of fortunate on that play. Cummins got Dominic by the ankle, or he has open field on the right side. They had a good job of pinning everybody else on the defensive side toward the middle of the field. Dominic was going to go for a while, but the good play by Cummins to prevent it.
Third down and 11. I think the only real pass that Anderson can throw in this situation might be a quick little inside slant. Watch for the slot man Rao right here. Third down, Anderson drops back. First pass attempt of the night. Fires a strike on the outside to Durham, but Durham is short of the first down, brought out of bounds by Kenneth Fields. Also, there's Brandon Gollihue, and it brings up fourth down. But Michael Anderson showed no effect of the wind on that first pass.
Well, he had zip on the ball, and it's just that you can't go very far down the field on those patterns. You have to keep them sort of short because you can't put any loft on the ball whatsoever. The Cougars are going to have to punt for the first time.
Mark Rao will drop back in punt formation. Now then, Rocky McWhirter we saw punt last week, and we've seen punt some. Rao's job here, if you can imagine this, is to keep the ball low on the punt and hopefully get a roll out of it. The snap is low. Nice pickup by Rao. And he does hit a punt pretty low, and it takes a bit of a Cooper bounce inside the 40, and will roll that at the 37-yard line. So not a bad punt. He gets about 25 yards on the punt, does Rao, and that's pretty good in this weather. 5:33 to go in the opening quarter. First and 10 for the Sandies from their own 37. Quick pass comes out to Hobart Kingor, and he is stopped behind the line of scrimmage. Well, I'll tell you what, here in the early going, Cooper is playing very inspired defense, while Amarillo High has the wind to their back. And I'll tell you what, if I'm Larry Dipple right now, I'm thinking for my ball club, I have got to score in the next 5 minutes and 18 seconds.
Well, if you're not going to score, you're going to have to establish something offensively. Right now, the Cooper corners are playing it very tight, and that's interesting with Amarillo High with the wind to its back. Really, Cooper doesn't seem too concerned with the deep ball.
Yeah, Cooper, as a matter of fact, 8 men right at the line of scrimmage playing there in the box split backfield behind Belcher on 2nd and 11 after the loss of a yard. Comes the handoff to Ricky Hill, and Hill gets to the 40-yard line. And go and figure Amarillo High, because at Cooper's homecoming, all that we saw them do was throw the football. And here tonight, with about a 35-mile-an-hour wind to their back, all they're trying to do is pound the ball.
Well, they did throw the ball effectively in the first game, but they also had a running attack using 3 or 4 different runners. And if you'll remember that first game, the play that Cooper could not stop in key situation was a weak side quick pick that the Amarillo High Sandies did a wonderful job of just isolating people out there and outnumbering the Cooper defenders. And we haven't seen that play yet tonight. Cooper obviously has adjusted in some way.
Amarillo High calls timeout. 4:28 to go in the first quarter. Cooper leading 7-0. Cooper scored on a 70-yard run by Dominic Rhodes. And we understand that Midland Lee is leading their ball game 7-0. And Lee is taking on Lubbock Monterey, if I'm not mistaken.
That game is being played in Jones Stadium here in Lubbock right now, and the district winner at Lubbock Monterey, the runner-up team Lubbock Monterey against the 4-5A champion Midland Lee Rebel.
If Cooper wins this ball game, no matter what, the winner of this ball game gets El Paso Irvin. Irvin, a winner last night against El Paso Hanks. So that's who's next on the docket. 40-10, the final on that one last night, as Irvin was able to defeat Hanks. Third down and 7 for Amarillo High. Belcher sends 2 men wide left side. Split backfield with Price and Hill on third down. Dropping back is Belcher. Stands in the pocket. Now he rolls and fires underneath to Hobart Kilgore. Kilgore has the catch, but he is shy of the first down. Cooper is saying it's incomplete, but I think they're going to give him the catch. Boy, Randy Allen does not want this to be a catch. And it's fourth down, and now that Amarillo High is going to try and play field position. Well, they do rule it a catch, but still fourth down in the yard. And with only 3:58 to go in the first quarter, Larry Dipple has sent out his punting unit, and that means Eric Rumph, R-U-M-P-H. Is that how you would say the name, Rob Westman? Rumph. So Rumph stands deep. Cougars with no one back to accept the punt. Rumph turns one over. This is going to bounce at the 12, no chance. This one's into the end zone for the touchback. So with 3:29 to go in the first quarter, Cooper gets the football back, leading 7-0. On a cold, would you call this blustery night in Lubbock?
Yeah, this is blustery, and that's an understatement. So far, it has not factored in the offense. It factored in the punting and kicking game, unless you want to say that Cooper hasn't been able to open up that passing attack, which has been so effective in the last few weeks.
I'd hate to be a duck on this night. You imagine you're flying, you're trying to migrate south down there to the ocean. You've got no chance whatsoever. 1st and 10 from the 20-yard line. Anderson drops back, fires, has Miles Durham, 21-yard line, 25, Durham at the 30, and Durham has the first down out to the 33-yard line. Nice game for Miles Durham on a first down, and the Cougars move to 6.
Nice. It's a familiar play for Cooper fans. Just get it out to Miles Durham, let the senior work one-on-one with the cornerback. That time, he gets help from big Joey Heath, who comes out from his tackle position and actually gets a block downfield, but that's a first down from the passing game. You figure with against the wind like this, anything in the air is gravy with the running attack working.
1st and 10 for the Cougars. Maybe Cable Channel 7 can go into their encyclopedia of birds and put a picture of a duck up there for us on this night. 1st and 10. Twins out wide left side again. Here's the handoff to Dominic Rhodes, and Rhodes gets to the 35. One of the things that Cooper is doing very well is that tackle is made by Josh Ozzie. One of the great things that Cooper is doing is they have been able to pass the football a little bit, and you've got to do something to open up Dominic Rhodes on the ground, because going against the wind, if you're Amarillo High, you've got to continue to try and stack this up.
Well, you want to spread out that defense so you can attack them in more than one direction, and that's what those little passes will do. They'll stretch that defense and give Rhodes room to run up the middle.
2nd down and 8. Anderson again to pass, and this one's incomplete. Intended for Durham. Kenneth Fields was right there in coverage. That's a pretty good matchup. Kenneth Fields, 177-pound senior for Amarillo High, one of the best corners in the Panhandle, and he is drawing Miles Durham most of the night.
Well, that's a tall task, but you're right. They put the best defender on the best pass receiver for the Cougars, who now face a 3rd and 8 in another passing situation.
3rd down and 8 for the Cougars. Anderson drops back to pass. Here he dumps the screen pass. Nice catch, Dominic Rhodes to the 40, 45 into midfield. Dominic has another first down, and he is into Amarillo territory. Brandon Gollihue tackles him from behind, but first of all, that play is set up by a nice catch from Dominic Rhodes.
That was a nice catch and a nice job by Michael Larson getting out there, but did you see the block by Chad Foreman? He took his man all the way deep into the Cooper bench and just opened up that side of the field for Rhodes to get the first down.
1st and 10 from the 46, 2 minutes to go in the first quarter. Cooper leading 7-0 and moving the football against this 35-mile-an-hour wind. Durham comes out to the right side by himself against Fields. Anderson delayed draw to Dominic Rhodes. Rhodes sweep left, 45-40. Dominic running hard, gets inside the 40 to about the 38-yard line. Gain of 7, it brings up 2nd and 3. And I honestly think right now, Phil, that Amarillo High is in a world of hurt, because they are about to be shut out with this big win behind them. And now then they're about to just let out all of Cooper's forces on offense.
You're right, Jimmy. Cooper has, in every phase of the game, even the passing game has worked, and it's been excellent play calling by that Cooper coaching staff. They have mixed it up well, saying we're not going to let this win get into our mind, and we're just going to play our game.
2nd and 4 from the 40-yard line. Here comes Rhodes again. Big hole up the middle. 35 stumbles, and he's inside the 35 and down to the 33-yard line. Tackle is made on the play by Matt Bruton, but it's another first down for the Cougars. They move the chains with a minute to go in the first.
Well, we've talked a lot about that first meeting between these two teams. Dominic Rhodes held under 80 yards. He had that in his first 4 carries, 70 on his touchdown runs. This offensive line and Dominic Rhodes a little different here in the 11th week than they were midway through this season.
Dominic has got to be over the 100-yard mark already in this ball game. First and 10 from the 33-yard line, 40 seconds to go in the quarter. Anderson hands it off again to Rhodes inside the 35 down to about the 33-yard line. Gain of a couple, and Cooper may not have to run another play this quarter. There it goes under 25, and I think Randy Allen's going to say, come over here, boys. Let's talk this one over. Second down, 11 for the Cougars. Clock winding down. And like I said, I don't think Cooper wants to make any attempt really to even break the huddle here. Under 10, they're going to stay in the huddle, and we're going to come to the end of the first quarter from Lowrey Field in Lubbock. Surprise, because Cooper moves against the wind, and they have all the yardage in the first quarter, and the Cougars lead Amarillo High 7-0 right here on AISD Cable Channel 7.
Cougars are #1, and the rest are well done.
One of the reasons lions roar is to warn threatening bachelor males from other prides to stay away from their young. Here, a lion cub gets a lesson in proper roaring from its father. Teaching this behavior is not just crucial to the pride, but also to the survival of the species. Just a reminder how important it is for fathers to spend time with their children.
Second quarter here in Lubbock, Cooper leading is 7-0 as we take a look at Michael Anderson. And Phil, he gets it done in all phases. Gets it done in the classroom, gets it done on the football field. Also doing a lot of community service. He's in the PALS group, the Peer Assistance Leadership Service group at Cooper, and also is the recording secretary of Student Council. Went to Bonham Elementary School last week and spoke for PALS. And that's where they film the Piano Man, as we make our regular segue into the Piano Man that you can see Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 7 o'clock. Second and 11, Anderson goes for the gut on second down, and the pass incomplete. There's the flag. Durham had his shirt pulled off. Get a shot of that one because the near side official made no call, and it's the back judge that looks and says, hey, he doesn't have a shirt on. It's got to be a flag.
You're right. That had to be the back judge waiting for the side judge to make that call. He never did, so he figures, I guess I'm going to have to. Everyone seen it but him.
I think that the side judge was afraid if he threw his flag, he'd throw it into like Childress.
He didn't want to run that far to run it down, but it didn't take long for the Cougars with the wind to go deep, and Durham is there. Really, the defender did the best thing. If that hits Durham in stride, it's a touchdown.
Well, and also the penalty is a 15-yard penalty, so it just takes Cooper inside the 20. It is not spotted the foul, so they don't have the ball at the 2-yard line. Instead, they have it at the 19. First and 10 from the 19-yard line. Durham goes wide right side. Jesse Sharp comes near side towards us. Cooper moving right to left on this painted field that is Lowrey here tonight. We'll talk about that in a moment. Handoff, Dominic Rhodes. Rhodes bangs his way down to about the 17, where he is piled up. It'll bring up second down in about 6. If you look at the field, we'll get our camera angle on this. You see that it's green in the middle and brown to the outside. Well, the reason for that is the Lubbock Chamber of Commerce paid to have the field painted and the word Lubbock painted into the end zones. Found that out earlier in my journey with the groundskeeper to get our table tonight.
You're just a wealth of information. Does it come off when you touch it?
It should come off a little bit on them, but I think that's okay. It's just like a big grass stain. It's water-based paint, though. I do know that. It's like tempera. Second and 8. Handoff again, Dominic. Sweeps right side, 15. Stiff arm at the 13. Inside the 10, flag is down. And Dominic gets into the end zone, touchdown. But hold on a minute. This one's going to come back. Got a hold against the Cougars. And that was thrown too much into the area. So this one will come back, and so the touchdown is wiped out. Dominic crunched the pylon to get in. The wind is blowing so hard the pylons can't stand up.
Can anything stand up in this wind? We talk about it a lot, but you just have to be out there. You know, if we were in the press box, Jimmy, we wouldn't know about all these elements.
But we tote the note outside here tonight. Second down 14 for the Cougars, 11 minutes to go, and 5 seconds in the first half. I love it. Second down 15. Sharp comes wide left side. Anderson pump fake, looks down the field, throws that corner route again. He overthrows Durham. Anderson is down back at the 32. He took a pretty good hit on the play by number 95, Josh Ozine, and it brings up third down.
Amarillo High earlier this year put a lot of pressure on Anderson, sacked him a few times, and that time they really got to him for the first time tonight and to make him rush that ball. I don't think he's adjusted his throwing arm to this wind quite yet. He's throwing a little long on those deep plays.
Third down and 14 from the 23-yard line. Split receivers each side. 2 men left, 2 men right. Dominic Rhodes alone back in the backfield. Anderson out of the gun. Takes the snap, drops back to his own 35. Screen underneath to Dominic, and he is dragged down from behind at the 19. Nice tackle in the open field made on the play, and it brings up fourth down. Tackle is made. Looks like Gollihue again, and Ozine, it brings up fourth down.
Well, with the win, Courtney Martin, this is definitely in his range. Martin on the year has kicked 4 field goals. His longest of the year is 35 yards.
Well, this one is going to be a 36-yard attempt out of the hold of Scott Copeland, but with this 35-mile-an-hour wind to your back, this is definitely in the range. From the right hash mark, snap is a little high, but Martin's kick is on the way. Plenty of leg, but he missed it wide to left. Push that one a little bit. And Cooper misfires, and now the Amarillo High is going to have to try and make something happen against this wind.
Well, the Sandies did not show much ability to throw the ball in their first series with the wind. Now they've got to go against the wind. They don't really have a passing attack, so I think you'll see the Cougars really crowd the line of scrimmage and force Amarillo into throwing situations.
First and 10 for the Sandies, 10-12 to go. We hear the siren down the field from the siren squad. They barely made it here. We saw their bus broken down this side of Sweetwater. Couldn't stop and jump that bus, I don't guess. First and 10, full house backfield behind Belcher. Over Kilgore is the third man in there. And the handoff comes to Austin Price, and Price gets out to about the 23, maybe the 24-yard line. Gain of 3. Tackle is made by Josh Button and also by Corey Aldridge, so it brings up second and 6.
So far, the Sandies have just not done anything. That first quarter was complete domination by Cooper. They had 134 yards to 13 to Amarillo High. They ran 17 offensive plays. Amarillo High has gone out and gone 3 and out in 2 possessions. That's their 7th play of this game.
Second and 6 from the 24-yard line. And we've got movement on the line, and I think we're going to see Will Britton, the quick guard, the man that has jumped. Number 76, there's the false start. So back up Amarillo High by 5. Moves the ball back to the 19-yard line. 9 minutes, 31 seconds to go in the first half. Cooper got that opening kickoff, and they went 4 plays and 80 yards against the wind. Dominic Rhodes had a 70-yard touchdown run. Courtney Martin added the point after to make it 7-0, and that's where we stand. Second down, 11, line of scrimmage, the 19-yard line. Smack in the middle of the field for the Sandies. On second down, Belcher's pitch comes back, and behind the line of scrimmage goes number 35. That is Jason Edwards, and it brings up third down. And good pursuit by Roy Strahan.
Strahan was just all over that play. He ran it down from behind. We've seen those tackles, Kevin Stevenson and Roy Strahan, play like that all year long. It starts there on the defensive side with Matt Garrett in the middle and those 2 defensive tackles. And the Cougar offense, which has given up a lot of points in the last few weeks, but that's misleading because they've had such big leads.
Third down, 13. Line of scrimmage to 17. Amarillo High needs the 30 for a first down. Delayed draw, ball loose on the ground. Cooper has it at the 13-yard line. I believe it's Roy Strahan again. It is with a football. No, it's not Strahan. Check that. Cooper comes out with the football, and they have got great field position inside the 15 at about the 13-yard line.
Well, that's a big break for the Cougars, who have really controlled this game. Now they get set up deep in Amarillo Sandy territory, and they would need to get points in this turnover and really put the pressure on the Sandies.
May have been Kevin Stevenson coming off the bottom of the pile with that. I thought originally it was Strahan because it was right in the middle of the line. 1st and 10, Cooper. Durham comes wide to the left side. They're at the 13-yard line of Amarillo High with 8:28 to go in the half. Handoff to Dominic. And he is shoved back at about the 11. Gain of a couple is going to bring up 2nd and 8.
Dominic Rhodes already at 12 carries for 97 yards. He's been the workhorse on this offense. Of course, in a one-back offense, you don't see much other runners in the game. We will see Chris Cherry at some point tonight, but Dominic Rhodes, the Sandies have to prove they can stop him. That's what Randy Allen's saying at this point.
2nd and 10. Anderson, 5-step drop, looks down the field, throws for the corner, and Durham who makes the catch, touchdown. Miles Durham gets up in the air and hauls it down and gets a foot inbounds. And Cooper leads it 13-0.
There's Anderson Durham. They've done it all year long. That's Anderson's 17th touchdown pass of the night of the season, and that's Miles Durham's 8th touchdown catch of the season. Those two have teamed up for a lot of exciting moments this year for the Cougars. There's another one. Durham going up, just getting his feet in bounds, and the Cougars are up 2 touchdowns.
Courtney Martin for the point after for the Cougars. Out of the hold is Scott Copeland. Snap is good. The kick is up. And the kick is good. 7:46 to go in the first half. 14-0 Cooper. You're watching AISD Cable Channel 7. Cougars go 2 plays, 13 yards in 42 seconds. Miles Durham, a 12-yard touchdown pass for Michael Anderson. Courtney Martin adds a point after. It is 14-0. And Chris Cherry to kick it off, and the ball blows off the tee.
Cooper has been a first-half team most of this season. They've outscored their opponents about 75 points in the first half, including like 80 points in the first quarter. And this night has been no different. They have controlled this game. They've taken advantage of the gift Amarillo gives them inside the 15. And right now, this Cooper team doesn't see any signs of letting up on this win streak and this streak of playing so well.
Chris Cherry's kickoff, high and deep, and he splits the uprights. From 60 yards. And the Cougars take advantage of Kevin Stevenson's fumble recovery at the 13-yard line. And they score their second touchdown of the night. So Cooper opening this one up, leading 14-0. They still have 7:46 to go in the first half, and they've got the wind to their back.
We've talked a lot about the Cooper offense. How about the defense? Amarillo High still searching for its first down of this game, and they've turned it over once. Larry Dipple's got to be really concerned about the start of this game. He's got to get something from his offense. This offense, remember, really piled it on the Cougars earlier this year.
1st and 10 from the 20-yard line for the Sandies. Power I formation, long count by Belcher, down to 2 on the play clock. Now then the deep pitch comes back, and running out of bounds, or being chased out of bounds, is Johnny Johnson. Eric Gobert making the stop on this one. Loss of a couple, and they'll bring up 2nd down and 13.
Eric Gobert, coming from his linebacker position, gets out there extremely quick on that play, but it started with David O'Shields, the strong safety for the Cougars, really forcing the issue and causing that play to slow down, and this Cooper defense just continues to give them nothing on the ground.
If you take a look at the patches of the field, the light green and the dark green, if you can see the light green move, it's because the light standards, the wind is blowing so hard, the light standards actually move. So you're seeing actually patches of light. Flags are down. Illegal procedure will be the call against Amarillo High. will back them up 5, and against this wind, any mistake you make into the wind is got to be deadly in this ball game. We saw the fumble at the 13, and now that Amarillo High shoots themselves in the foot with the illegal procedure.
Well, just to add to Amarillo High's misery, that's a third penalty, 25 yards already in this game, and they need a big break or a big play to try to get some momentum back, or Cooper's going to blow them out of here in the first half.
Second down, 18. Sandies again from this power I formation. Belcher. Inside handoff comes to Ricky Hill, and Hill gets maybe back to the 15. A gain of 2 is going to bring up third down and 15.
The Sandy offensive line actually got some push on that time on that play, but Strahan was there. He didn't get pushed back too far. Ricky Hill wasn't the leading rusher on this team against Cooper in the first game, but he's definitely the most dangerous back there. He does have breakaway speed.
Third down, 15. 6 minutes, 20 seconds to go in the first half. Cooper leads 14-0. A Dominic Rhodes 70-yard touchdown run, a Miles Durham 12-yard catch from Michael Anderson. So the big three have hit tonight for the Cougars. Here's Belcher on third down. Passing situation. Belcher drops back against this wind. Tries to throw a bullet underneath. It's incomplete. Intended for Brian Sandridge. And Belcher looked like the one that was uncomfortable into the wind because he threw a dart. He threw a lawn dart straight into the ground.
I think Belcher got happy feet on that play. He wanted to go to his left, it looked like, on the first look, and the Cougars looked like they have read the playbook of Amarillo. They had that one covered on both sides of the field. He had nowhere to go.
This is not Rumpf that is back kicking. This is Cody Hansen standing at his goal line. Snap is high, and the kick bounces at the 20, the 25, the 30. Cooper staying away from this one, and Cooper is going to have great field position at the Amarillo High 34-yard line. Punt of only 18 yards into that wind, and the punt was by Cody Hansen. I believe I called the wrong name. So first and 10 Cougars at the 34-yard line of Amarillo High, and Cooper, a golden opportunity to really take charge of this ball game with 5:47 to go in the half.
Well, have we mentioned the win tonight? 54-49 on the first 2 punts by the Amarillo punters. This one goes 18. That's a little of the difference right there.
Anderson will send Durham out wide to the right side with Brown to the slot. Jesse Sharp comes left. From the left hash mark on first down, here comes Dominic Rhodes. Inside the 35, gets to about the 33-yard line. He is swarmed by the defense of Amarillo High. Jason Larry in on the stop. It's going to bring up second down and about 8 on the play. Gain of, let's call it 2. So call it second and 8 from the 33. Just in front of us. And we can hear that hat-on hat out here in the great outdoors tonight. We should camp.
Okay.
Our friend Brian Parmley sitting next to us could bring like some sort of camping utensils. Second and 9 from the 33-yard line. Here comes the option. The pitch comes back to Dominic. To the 30, crunches his way to about the 29. The option is something that we have not seen a lot of from Cooper. We saw Michael Anderson run it last week against Odessa High, and we talked about that time. We had not seen that very often.
You're right. We have not seen that much from the Cougars, and it's probably something they put in this week when they thought that Amarillo High would really crowd the line of scrimmage. We've got to find a way to get it outside. That's one of the ways you can do it. You got 2 seniors who are really comfortable with trying something this deep into the seniors.
Third down and 4. Here's the quick pass out for Durham. It's incomplete. It will bring up fourth down. Scott Copeland comes into the ballgame. I think, though, before I say it, here comes Courtney Martin now. Cooper will try a field goal. I was going to say I thought that they might go for it here. But Copeland is going to try. The first one he missed from 36 yards, and he missed from the right hash. This one is from the left hash, and it's a 45-yard attempt out of the hold of Scott Copeland. Brandon Stover is the snapper on this. Snap is high. Martin's kick is on the way. He's got plenty of leg, and it's no good again. It's wide to the left. So he's missed from the right hash and from the left hash, and with 4:18 to go in the first half, Cooper keeps their lead at 14-0.
That's an important stand by the Amarillo High team, who are dangerously close. Now they're in this ball game. If they can ever get something going offensively. It's only a 2-touchdown ball game. It could be completely different if they could put a drive together here and take the momentum away from the Cooper offense.
1st and 10 for the Sandies. 28-yard line, the line of scrimmage. Belcher hands it off to Ricky Hill. Hill breaks the tackle across the 30 to about the 32-yard line. Gain of 4 to bring up 2nd and 6 at the half, which comes up in 4 minutes. You can see the Cooper High School marching band, the awesome Cooper band, coming up at half. We will also have halftime statistics for you in this ballgame. Cougars leading 14-0 here on Cable Channel 7, home of the Piano Man. Belcher hands it off. First man through, big hole, Austin Price, and Price crosses the 40 and gets to the 45, 46-yard line. And it's a first down for the Sandies, and just gave it to the first man through, and Price had a hole right up the gut.
He really did. A trap block in the middle by the Amarillo High offensive line opens it up, and some noise over from that side of the field. I forgot people were over there. That's really the first thing they've had to yell about tonight.
We find out that right down the road at Jones Stadium in Texas Tech, Midland Lee is leading at Lubbock Monterey 21-0 in the first half. 1st and 10 from the Amarillo High 46. Comes the handoff to Ricky Hill, breaks the tackle, gets into Cooper territory to the 45-yard line. He's close to another first down.
2 good running plays. This is a little bit of what we saw of Amarillo High earlier this year. You have to forget that they haven't looked like a team, but this team is 9-1-1. Their only loss of the year to Odessa Permian. They come with a lot of credentials into this game. They're not going to go away too easily.
2nd down a yard, under 3 minutes, down to 2:46 to go in the first half. Split backfield on 2nd and 1 for Dan Belcher. Belcher gives it off again for Austin Price, and Price is swarmed. Kevin Stevenson is there. Also in on the play for the Cougars. As we look through this, Kobe Ford is there. And it is going to bring up 3rd down and a yard. Loss of a yard on the play. And it's 3rd down from the 45. 2:19 to go in the half. I think if Amarillo High picks up the first down here, they may think about spending their timeout. Obviously, they would need a touchdown, but we've seen the arm that Dan Belcher has shown back at homecoming. 3rd down and a yard. That game was played October the 4th. Handoff again comes to Ricky Hill, breaks the tackle inside the 40, and he is down to the 39-yard line, so it's another first down. Clock stops as we move the sticks.
Well, Amarillo High in that first game had 4 drives of 9 plays or more. They can move the ball and they can hold it against you, and that was the game plan for Larry Dipper tonight. Try to get his offense on the field, keep the ball away from the Cougar offense. In the first quarter and a half of this game, it didn't happen. Right now, they're moving the ball.
1st and 10 from the 40-yard line. Hobart Kilgore goes wide to the right side, now comes in motion left. On 1st and 10, the pitch comes back again to Ricky Hill. Slashing runner inside, comes to the 36-yard line. All the way across on that play for the Cougars was Roy Strahan, and now we've got a whistle and a timeout. Minute 25 to go in the first half. Cooper leading 14-0, and Amarillo High, we were right, calling one of their timeouts.
Amarillo High has one of the best kickers in this part of the state. He's hit from more than 40 yards a couple of occasions this year, but this is really neutralized here with against the wind. They're going to have to score a touchdown. I can't imagine them even inside the 5 trying to field goal against this kind of gale that we got here tonight.
Well, interestingly enough, Courtney Martin's only make of the night is against the wind. He made it going into that south wind, into the teeth of the wind, and coming back with 2 long field goal attempts with the wind to his back. He has misfired twice. 2nd down 6 from the 36 for Amarillo High. They are down to only 1 timeout. You remember they used a timeout early in the first quarter. So the Sandies down to only 1 timeout remaining in the half. Cooper still has their full complement of 3. 2nd down 6 from the 36-yard line. Hobart Kilgore to the right. Brian Sandridge goes out wide left side. Now then Kilgore will come in motion to the left. From the right hash mark, pitch comes back to Kilgore. Wing back sweep, and that's not going anywhere. Melvin Barnes will drive Kilgore back all the way to the 46-yard line. And Melvin Barnes playing rally killer on that one.
He came from a long way to make the play in the backfield there. He had help from his safety mate, Shields, who comes in and really forces things, but Barnes is a big hitter from that free safety position.
3rd and 12 as we go under a minute to play in the first half. Kilgore again comes in motion. Play action fake, and now then rolling is Belcher. Belcher still on his feet. He's knocked out of bounds at the 35, and there's a flag. Late hit against the Cougars as Belcher was out of bounds. And this is going to give Amarillo High a first down in their first break of the ballgame.
That's a big break, Jimmy. Well short of the first down. The Cougars had it covered. Josh Button trying to close in on the quarterback. Can't hold up on the sideline. That's a big game changer if Amarillo High goes ahead and scores in this half, because they were going to give it up right there, and now they have 45 seconds to work with.
1st and 10 as the walk-off is all the way down to the 22, I believe. They're waiting for a football. That would help. Still no football. There we go. I bet this guy feels a little bit embarrassed. Let's get a picture of him. He comes running now, just tosses it. I'm really sorry. And now back to his own sideline. 1st and 10, 45 seconds to go in the half. Twins left side. Belcher drops back to pass. Under pressure, and he lost the football, and Cooper's on it at the 26. Kevin Stevenson forces the fumble again. And the Cougars come up with the ball with 38 seconds remaining in the half.
Oh my, what a play by Kevin Stevenson. He comes out of the defensive line like a shot. He gets the double. He knocks the ball loose and then also comes up with a recovery and a big stop for the Cougars. They'll keep this shutout going without a disaster here. They'll keep this shutout going here in the first half.
38 seconds remaining in the half. Remember what Cooper has done a few times this year. Remember what they did against Odessa Permians. See what the Cougars do on 1st and 10 from their own 27. Anderson has 4 men wide in the formation, drops back to pass, fires on the outside for Durham. Durham gets to the 42 and steps out of bounds. That play took all of 6 seconds as Cooper will move the sticks. And I'll tell you what, Amarillo High had better be very careful right here, because Cooper can get big chunks of yardage in a hurry.
You're right, Jimmy. They have taken over a couple of games this year by scoring late in the first half and then coming out in the second half and hitting quickly. They're certainly capable.
1st and 10 from their own 41-yard line. The wind is to the back of Michael Anderson. He drops back to pass again. A pump fake looks long. Throws Durham, climbs the ladder, and it's incomplete. Boy, Durham had a little stop-and-go move. The out and up, whatever you want to call it, and he had worked his way between 2 defenders, kind of into the coverage of that zone, but the ball is overthrown. It brings up 2nd and 10 from the 41-yard line. 25 seconds remain in the first half. Anderson has got some speed in his receivers, especially Jesse Sharp, who caught 2 touchdowns here last year from Scott Copeland. Let's see if he just airs one out. 2nd and 10, Anderson drops back again, fires underneath. Looking for Durham, it's incomplete at the 45. Durham was looking for a flag. Nothing happening here, and it brings up 3rd and 10 with 20 seconds.
Well, it would have been difficult. You know, the Cougars have all 3 timeouts, so they can take a couple of shots across the middle of the field and call the timeout. Now they have to be concerned with getting a first down so they can keep the ball. It's 3rd and 10. But I would look for the middle of the field. The Amarillo might be playing the sidelines a little too closely. The middle of the field might be open.
3rd down and 10 from the 41. Anderson again from the shotgun. The snap is not good. Anderson picks it up. Now he's in a scramble and he throws. He's got a man at the midfield and into Amarillo High territory. And I believe that is Jesse Sharp. It is. Sharp out of bounds at the 45. He did not get out of bounds. Cooper calls the timeout with 10 seconds.
You know, Courtney Martin has missed 2 field goals tonight from long range, but both of them had plenty of foot. They were just offline, so it doesn't, the Cougars don't need a whole lot of more yards here in this possession to get a shot for Martin to try to break the two in a row that he's missed, try to break that luck. But he's got plenty of leg to hit from, I would say, in excess of 40 yards here.
I saw Joel Bundick down there on the sideline talking to Courtney Martin, the former head soccer coach, and he is the kickers coach for Cooper, and I think he was saying to Courtney, you know, you don't have to worry about a lot except putting it between the hashes in this situation, because you have proven that you've got plenty of leg from 55 to 60 with this wind behind you. And he says, if we pick up, I really think that after this play, Cooper's going to take a shot at the field goal. Unless they get it down, I would say, inside of the 20-yard line, where they may want to go for 6. But I think that you're looking at one more play and a field goal attempt.
You might be very right. They don't have much time, maybe one more play, and that's it. But they do have the timeouts. They can really use any part of the field they want to, but they certainly don't have to go into the end zone.
1st and 10 from the 45 of Amarillo High. At the moment, it would be a 62-yard field goal attempt. Snap comes back to Anderson. He fires to the sideline. It's incomplete. Intended for Jesse Sharp. And now then, 5 seconds remaining. I say give him a shot. Why not give him a shot from 62? Chris Cherry hit from, 70 a moment ago, but he had a little bit more of a head start. Let Cherry kick it straight on. See what happens.
You're watching Cable Channel 7. Go Cougars!
5 seconds remaining. Cooper's going to run their play. They send Durham wide to the left side. Rao comes into the, wide to the left side. Rao is into the slot left. Amarillo High has 8 men in the box. Go and figure this, not even a nickel. Anderson drops back and is going to let one fly. Run, did he let it fly? And this one's incomplete. And we are at the end of the first half. Durham was tripped up at about the 3-yard line, and Miles Durham is down at the 3. Well, this one might be big because Miles Durham is hurt at the 3-yard line as we focus in on what has happened here at the end of the half, and Durham still has not gotten up. I hate to say it, it looks as though he was holding his left shoulder. And Miles Durham is down on the play at the 3-yard line for the Cougars. We're at the half. Cooper leading 14-0. We're going to stay our camera on this for a moment to see if we can get any kind of idea as to what the injury is to Durham. The players walk off and on up the ramp. And what a huge blow, Phil, this would be for the Cougars if Durham is out on the last play of the half. He took a little bump at about the 5, and he kind of skidded out of bounds. And this could be a very interesting happening for the Cougars.
Well, it looked like he was running down the field, looking up as it passed, and he ran up on the legs of one of the defenders and took a spill. The field looks extremely hard along the sidelines on this field. He seems to be trying to get onto his feet now. But, you know, Miles has had trouble with a wrist off and on for the last couple of years, and that might be what it be hurting him as he takes a spill on that hard ground.
Durham is up and is able to walk off the field, but he is holding that arm. And we go to the half. Cooper leads a Dominic Rhodes 70-yard touchdown run, and that man you see on your screen right there, Miles Durham, has a 12-yard touchdown pass from Michael Anderson. And the Cougars lead 14-0 at the half right here on Cable Channel 7.
Someone once said, we all come into this world alone, and we leave the same way. But in between, we have the chance to connect and help each other, to find ways you can do something to connect with the people in your community, called the Points of Light Foundation. Do something good. feel something real.
Cooper High School dance team officers are Captain Valerie Roberts, Lieutenant Amy Heath, Lieutenant Dorothy Ortega, and Lieutenant Stephanie Cunningham. Senior Drum Major Allison Pennington and Junior Drum Major Tremaine Jackson. Music this evening is by one of America's most famous composers, Aaron Copland. It includes Billy the Kid, Fanfare for the Common Man, Hoedown, Our Town, Appalachian Spring, and the Red Pony. And integrity, the Abilene Public Schools presents the Awesome Cooper Band.
You've just seen the awesome Cooper band down on the field at the half, and at the half, Cooper leading Amarillo High by the score of 14-0, but the first half for Cooper, they may have paid the ultimate price. Miles Durham is out, separated shoulder, and he will not return to this ball game, and you have to wonder on the status of him, especially maybe even for next week. To give you a note on Miles Durham with his catches tonight, he set some standards. Durham now has 125 career catches. That is third on the all-time District 4-5A record list, behind Lloyd Hill and Greg Anderson of Odessa Permian. His touchdown catch on the night gave him 22 in his career. That is tied for third on the all-time list. He's tied with Damon Carroll of San Angelo Central, trailing Lloyd Hill and Greg Anderson. And he now has 2,126 career receiving yards. That is second on the all-time list behind Lloyd Hill. But he is out for the remainder of this one because of the separated shoulder. We go to our stats now, and here's Phil Ashby.
Jimmy, was a dominating first half for the Cougars as they racked up 202 total yards to just 42 for Amarillo High in the first half. 10 first downs, Cooper. Amarillo High with just 3. The Cougars had 116 yards on the ground, 33 for Amarillo High. The Cougars with 86 passing yards, only 9 for the Sandies. That's for the total, 202 to 42. Michael Anderson in the first half, the senior quarterback, 7 of 14, no interceptions, and that 86 yards and a touchdown. On the other side, Dan Belcher for the Sanders, 3 of 4, but only 9 yards through the air. Now, 2 big turnovers forced by the Cougar defense. 2 fumbles by the Sandies. One of them that led directly to a Cooper touchdown. The other that stopped the Amarillo drive, really its only threat of the night. On the punting side, Cooper punts 1 time. Mark Ralph, a 25-yard punt. Amarillo High punts 3 times in the first half for a 40.3 average. In the penalties, 3 for 30 for Cooper, 3 for 25 for the Sandies. A little individual stats. Dominic Rhodes, 17 carries, 108 yards, and 1 touchdown. The 70-yarder that got Cooper its first touchdown. Michael Anderson, 1 carry for 8 yards. In the receiving department, we talked a little bit about Durham and his number. He has 4 catches on the night, 48 yards and a touchdown. Dominic Rhodes, 2 catches for 24 yards. Jesse Sharp, the other catch for 14 yards. Belcher, as we said, 3 completions, but only 9 yards. Brian Sandridge, who really hurt the Cougars in early October with 6 catches for 87 yards, held a 1 reception, the first play from scrimmage by Amarillo High for a 4-yard gain. That's it for Sandridge tonight. Kilgore has 2 catches for 5 yards for the Sandies. In the rushing department, Ricky Hill, 8 carries, 30 yards, and Austin Price, 4 carries for 14 yards to lead the Sandies. And Jimmy, you're right. You have to worry a little bit about Miles Durham's condition, but you know, separated shoulders really range in severity. We saw Mark Rouse separate a shoulder earlier this year in the Midland League game. He hasn't missed the game until last week when they decided to hold him out. We'll just have to hope for the best and hope it's not a severe separation and Miles could possibly play from it. But that's a big blow to this team if he can't come back.
You have to wonder who Cooper will use at that other split-end spot, at the split-end spot in the second half. And we will just kind of wait and see. Meanwhile, Chris Cherry lasers one through the end zone for the touchback. And Amarillo High will have a 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line. I think that you may see, there's a whole number of people you could see. You could see Anthony Roselle, number 22. It is possible in this that, I don't know, you see Corey Rodriguez, who's the backup at A-back. First and 10 from the 20-yard line. Amarillo High sends a man in motion. Now they stop and send Hobart Kilgore in motion to the left side. On 1st down, the handoff comes to Ricky Hill, and Hill gets out to the 28-yard line. Gain of 8, it'll bring up 2nd and 2.
In the second half, Cooper with the option, I believe, in the second half. And it's interesting, they went ahead and took the win here to start the 3rd quarter. They, I guess, want to jump on Amarillo, keep them down, and not make the 4th quarter a factor. But Cooper going with the win in the 3rd quarter.
2nd down 2 for the Sandies. Split backfield. Johnny Johnson is in the ballgame, number 48. 2nd down, Johnson gets the call in the carry, bangs off one man, falls his way out to the 35-yard line, where it is a 1st down for the Sandies.
only 3 first downs in the first half for Amarillo High. I think Larry Diffel saying, I want to establish something here in the second half. He's probably challenged his offensive line to kind of regain control of that area and let that Amarillo rushing attack get a little momentum and consistency in it.
First and 10, 35-yard line, the line of scrimmage just underway in the third quarter. Belcher hands it off. First man through, this time Ricky Hill, and Hill gets to the 40-yard line. Another chunk of 5 for the Sandies. It will bring up 2nd and 5. Over Kilgore, far left side. Again, the handoff is to Ricky Hill, and Hill gets back to the line of scrimmage. May have gained a yard. It's going to bring up 3rd down and 4. And improbable as it is, I think the wind has picked up some gusto.
I think you're right, Jimmy. It's gusting more. It's still a steady, but I would say we're hitting a 40, 45 mile an hour mark with this wind right now. And Amarillo hasn't tested it here yet in the second half.
3rd down and 5 from the 40-yard line. It's also getting a bit colder here. 3rd down 5. Kilgore comes to the right side, right in the middle of the field for Amarillo High. They really need to pick up a first down in this sequence. Here comes Hill off the pitch, and he is swarmed by Stevenson, shy of the first down. It's going to bring up 4th down at about 2, and I think if you're Larry Diffel, you've got to think about going for it here, because a punt's only going to send the ball out maybe to the 35, maybe the 40. You're only going to get about 10 to 15 yards.
Well, he obviously, with the punting team coming on the field, is going to go ahead and get rid of it. But, Jimmy, it's a tough situation. This is only the second time we've seen the Sandies punt this direction. The first time went 18 yards.
Punting situation again for Amarillo High. Dominic Rhodes is deep. Snaps a bit of a floater. The punt is away. It takes a bit of a Cooper bounce. It is down at the Cooper 39-yard line. And an 18-yard punt. Second consecutive 18-yard punt off of the foot of Cody Hansen, punting into that wind. And so the Cougars have it 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line, and we will simply see who comes out to take Miles Durham's place. In this lineup, we see Mark Rao come out, Jesse Sharp, and I think that you're going to see maybe the 2 tight end set, because we do not see the 3rd receiver. Here comes Sharp. No, now then we will see the receiver. This is number 25, Adam Riddle, going out wide to the right side. Riddle off the JV, and we will see what he does, taking the place of one of the most talented players in the district. The handoff to Dominic Rhodes, crosses the 45 and gets to about the 47-yard line. Close to the first down, gain of 8, call it 2nd and 2.
Well, if Randy Allen with Durham out of the game would have his brothers here, it would be Dominic and that offensive line just controlling things, making this a shorter game, running the clock, and adding the touchdown on the end of a drive. But Adam Riddle, straight off the JV into the Class 5A state playoff. Welcome to the varsity team.
Riddle goes out wide right side. Sharp comes wide left side. On 2nd down, the handoff is to Dominic Rhodes. He gets across midfield and has the first down. Why put a JV guy in this situation, you may be asking? I think the answer is fairly apparent. Miles Durham has played almost every down for Cooper this year. Even in the blowouts, Durham has been in the ball game at the end of the game. And I don't think that you can swing Jesse Sharp to the split-end spot, because that's not where he's used to playing. He's used to playing that flanker. And so I think you've got to go to the guy that might know the split-end spot, and that becomes Riddle. 1st and 10 from the 49 of Amarillo High. Dominic again gets to about the 47. Gain of a couple is going to bring up 2nd and 8.
You're right, Jimmy. And Adam Riddle, 6 foot, very similar, 6 foot, 170 pounds. He's got some size. He's played that position all season long. And it's, if you have to adjust position, you'd rather do that with a week of practice under. You might see more of the veterans like a Rodriguez or someone that has varsity experience. But right now, when you have to make the change on the fly, you go with the guy who knows the play.
Go with the guy that knows the position also and the routes from that position. 2nd down 8, 47-yard line, the line of scrimmage. Now then Sharp goes wide to the right side, and they will bring Riddle in motion, and Cooper's going to have to burn a timeout. 7:27 to go in the third quarter, and the mix-up could be the inexperience there of Adam Riddle. But Cooper leading 14-0, and still no Miles. Well, there's Miles right in front of us at about the 32-yard line. Standing with the trainer, you can see the shoulder pads are off, and Durham is in the cap. He's here to watch the second half of this ball game. So our best him, hopefully, like you said, he can play next week.
Well, you don't want to speculate in anything, but at least know that he hasn't gone to get x-rays. He's not so injured that he can't come out here and stand on the sidelines and watch the game. We don't know. It could be just a precautionary move. Randy Allen with a 14-point lead. We'll just have to wait and see. But this Cooper offense still has a lot of weapons they can go to even without Durham on the field.
Second down 8. You've got a lot of seniors also that can help Adam Riddle right now. Second down 8. Riddle comes to the left side. Rouse into the slot left. Play action fake. Here comes the pass to Riddle. Makes the catch. His first varsity catch comes in the bi-district playoff game at the 45-yard line, and it will bring up third down and 6.
Well, Jesse Sharp last year, I don't know, he didn't come off the JV this late in the season, but remember in the bi-district game, he had like 2 catches for over 100 yards in the win over Coronado. So this is nothing new to put somebody that doesn't have a lot of experience on the field.
As a matter of fact, I think Lance Fleming was telling me earlier last year in that game, Sharp had 3 catches for 156 yards and 2 touchdowns. Third down and 6. Anderson swing pass to Dominic, and Dominic is going to lose a couple on this play. Good pursuit in there from Amarillo High. Corey Holman in on the stop, along with number 51, Jason Larry, and it's going to bring up fourth down. Punting situation for the Cougars, and let's see if they can pin Amarillo High back deep in their own territory as we see Hobart Kilgore drop deep. Rouse's job now is to aim for a corner, and you think that that's odd with him standing at his own 40-yard line. But that's entirely what Mark Rouse is about to try and do, hit a corner. Rouse punt on the way, a little pooch job. Going to bounce and take a Cooper bounce. There it goes inside the 10, inside the 5, and the Cougars can't get to it. Well, Rouse just simply takes an easy swing at the ball with his leg, and it goes into the end zone after bouncing at the 15. So Amarillo High will have a first and 10 at their 20-yard line following the touchback. 6 minutes, 6 seconds to go in this bi-district football game. Cooper leading Amarillo High 14-0 here on AISD Cable Channel 7 on an extremely windy night in Lubbock, the Hub City.
What does the Hub mean? You know this answer, don't you?
First and 10 from the 20. We'll have to look that one up here in a minute. Sandridge goes out wide left side. Handoff comes to that first man through again, Austin Price, and Price gets all the way out close to the 30-yard line, very close to the first down.
That's a couple of times we've seen that play open up for Amarillo. I was going to say earlier that the play that killed the Cougars the first time these two teams met was the quick pitch. We haven't seen that at all, but a couple of things, and maybe trying to cover that play up has opened up the middle, although the Cooper defensive tackles have controlled this game for most of the night, but we've seen that quick hitter work for about 3 times now.
Second down and a yard from the 29-yard line. Again, rolling out this time is Belcher to the left side. Or, no, check that. Again, it was Austin Price who gets across the 40 to the 41-yard line. Boy, I bought into the fake of Belcher. Boy, I was watching him roll out, but Price had the whole time. He picks up the first down.
Well, Larry Dipple has to just be telling his team, let's keep the ball, don't make mistakes, and try to get some confidence on offense. Nothing much has worked, but they've gone exclusively to the run. They haven't thrown the ball yet this half.
First and 10 from the 41-yard line. The handoff again to Austin Price, breaks a tackle across midfield. And check that, it's Jason Edwards, 35 inside the 50 to the 47-yard line. First down for the Sandies. And now then we see the momentum starting to shift a little bit because we see the Sandies on the far side of the field starting to get back into this ballgame.
Jeremy, they had 42 total yards in the first half, absolutely nothing from their offense, and here they clipped off in the second half alone. Already here in the second half, 3 plays over 10 yards, so they're getting some rhythm here on offense.
First and 10 Belcher. The quick pitch comes back to the right side. And Price is swarmed this time. May have lost a yard on the play back to the 49. A flag is down at the 49. Looks like it should be, well, it was going to be offsides against Cooper. So the Cougars lined up offsides on that. They never jumped. And so that's going to make it 1st and 5. And Amarillo High now opens up some options at 1st and 5 with 4:31 to go in the 3rd.
Well, as much as Cooper's dominated this game, you got to be a little concerned that they didn't score the missed opportunities on the 2 field goals and the deep penetration in Amarillo territory that didn't come up with points. If Amarillo High can come away with the touchdown here, we're a 14-7 game. It's completely different.
Belcher checks off the line of scrimmage, double tight end formation for the Sandies on 1st down and 5. Here's the handoff, comes for Ricky Hill inside the 40 to the 39-yard line. It's going to bring up 2nd down about a yard. And he has good yardage right up the middle, and it's going to bring up 2nd and a yard.
This is the first time Amarillo High's been inside the Cooper 40 this evening, and the second time. The first time you saw the Cooper defense come up with a big play when Kevin Stevenson forced the fumble.
3:45 to go in the 3rd quarter. 14-0 Cooper. Amarillo High trying to move the football. The handoff again goes to Austin Price, and he stopped at the line of scrimmage. So now that Amarillo High started off 1st and 5, and they have not cracked the 1st down mark yet, and it brings up 3rd down and about a yard to go.
Nice job in the interior line by the Cougars that time. If they haven't hit them with that quick hitter, anything with the lead block in there, the Cougars have handled. It's just been the quick trap that seemed to give the Cougars problems in the middle. This is an important play this time in this game, but you think if the Sandies don't get it on 3rd, they must go for it on 4th.
3rd down and a yard, under 3 minutes to go in the 3rd. Here's Austin Price again, and this time he has the 1st down. Good block on the left side, and I believe that was Nick Belcher, the junior, number 74. Had a pretty good clearing block out there on that left side, and it's a 1st down.
Right now, this is the 7th play of the drive. This is similar to what we saw in early October. The Cougars have done a good job against this offense here tonight, and they're at least making them take time off the clock. We're down to 2:44 in the 3rd quarter.
Clock is running inside of 2:40 now to go in the 3rd. And Amarillo High is doing to Cooper what Cooper did in the 1st half. Here comes Nick Price again. Inside the 35, inside the 30. Austin Price, rather. And Price down inside the 30-yard line. And it is going to be a gain of, call it maybe 6. It's going to bring up 2nd and 4. 2:15 remaining. What I was about to say a moment ago is the fact that Amarillo High is taking the wind away from Cooper by holding the ball here in the 3rd quarter going against the wind. 2nd down, Hobart Kilgore comes in motion. Play action fake. Belcher rolling to his right. Keats. And Belcher is hit at the 32-yard line, knocked out of bounds. Charlie Andrade with good pursuit on that. And Josh Button able to nudge him out, and it's going to bring up 3rd down.
Charlie Andrade pursuing from behind, and Button coming up with a big hit. It looked like hat on hat. And now, for the first time in this drive, really, Amarillo High facing a 3rd and more than 2 or 3. It'll be interesting to see if they throw their first pass of this possession here in the 2nd half.
3rd down and 6. Minute 49 remaining. Wind really gusting here in Lubbock. A piece of Lubbock just got stuck in my throat, I think. 3rd down and 6. Here's the handoff inside, and Price is stuffed right in the middle of the line, and it looks like in front of that is David O'Shields along with Roy Strahan, and it brings up 4th down.
And I think Matt Garrett also with a big push on that play, expecting that play, as they all seem to maybe dive into the middle and read it, and it's going to force what appears to be an Amarillo punt.
4th down, the Sandies will get rid of the football. Again, back in punt formation is Cody Hansen. Hansen standing at his own 47-yard line, or at the Cooper 47. Cooper has not really expecting the punt, and Hansen bangs one and it bounces inside the 10 and is going to be down at the 6-yard line. So Amarillo High gets a good punt from Hanson, and Cooper will have the football. 1st and 10 at their own 6.
Well, I must say, I'm surprised that Larry Dipple punted the ball that time. It ends up pinning the Cougars back on the offensive end, but at the 33-yard line, down 2 touchdowns. We're about to enter the 4th quarter. He's going to play field position and hope his offense can hit a long run somewhere on this in this game, but they have not shown the ability to penetrate that Cooper defense and score a touchdown tonight.
1st and 10 from the 7-yard line for the Cougars. 56 seconds to go, and now then, after getting a good punt away, you've got to admire the play. On 1st down, here comes Dominic, and he is tripped up at about the 7-yard line. And it's going to be a gain of 2. Actually, Chris Cherry. Dominic was having some equipment problems down in front of us a moment ago, and now then he gets set to check back into the ball game. 2nd down and 10. No gain for Cherry on the play. 30 seconds to go. Clock is running. And Larry Dipple may have put Amarillo High in some good field position battle right here, because Cooper is about to be going against the wind deep in their own territory. 2nd down. Again, it's Cherry. Crosses the 10, gets out to about the 11, maybe the 12-yard line. It's going to bring up 3rd and long, as we are going to run out of time in the 3rd quarter. We have played 3 quarters. Not yet, we haven't. Cooper calls a timeout. Well, I'll tell you this. On 3rd down in this situation, 3rd and 6 with 2 seconds to go in the 3rd, I would punt on 3rd down.
Well, we've seen Randy Allen do that back when he had his son, Zach Allen, quarterbacking. He would go into the game. He calls Mark Rao over to the sidelines. Of course, the sophomore slot back is also the punter, and I believe they're going to talk about it, and that's exactly what you might see on 3rd down, the punter punting the ball here with the wind before the clock runs out.
I think this is a great play call by Randy Allen right here. It is 3rd down and 6 for Cooper from their own 12-yard line. Some of the linemen are coming off going, what's going on here? But exactly what is happening is they want Mark Rao to try and unload one with a 40-mile-an-hour breeze behind him, because Cooper would definitely lose the battle of field position if they had to punt into the wind from their own 12. So Mark Rao stands about 3 yards deep in his end zone. It is only 3rd down. And so this is an interesting play call by Randy Allen, but I think one that is going to pay off if Rao can hit a good punt here. And Rao's punt, he does indeed turn one over. Over Kingor all the way back to the 38-yard line. 45 midfield. Kilgore comes back the other way. Still on his feet at the 30. The 20, a flag is down, and he is dragged down at the 10-yard line. Hoover Kilgore is inside the 10, but there is a flag down at the 18.
Well, if the flag doesn't bring this back, it really kind of backfired, because Rao hit such a good punt, his coverage couldn't get down there in time, and Kingor eluded the first tackler by the Cougars and had a wide open sideline set up well. But let's watch and see what the call is.
We are out of time in the 3rd. Also, keep a note of this. Cooper is down to only 1 timeout remaining. Remember, they used one when they lined their receivers up on the wrong side of the field with Adam Riddle, and we are going to have the penalty against Amarillo High. And it was 3rd down and 6, and the penalty appears to carry a 1st down with it for the Cougars. So now then, we are checking the penalty, but we have come to the end of the 3rd quarter. 1 quarter of football left with our score: Cooper 14, Amarillo High nothing.
On the receiving team, kick enforcement, 15 yards from the end of
There's our man right there, Brian Parmley. He should wave at the camera, because he comes up with my scorecard of the night as it blew away, as we sit here and struggle with the wind ourselves. We're at the end of 3 quarters. We're getting ready to start the 4th. Phil can't see anything out of his contact rod. We've got problems down here at our table. Oh, but if you don't sit outside, you don't hear it all tonight. And like I said, our friend Brian Parmley becomes our MVP of the night.
We'll have 1 minute flag down to extend the 3rd quarter on this penalty enforcement.
They are going to extend the 3rd quarter on the enforcement of the penalty. So this is actually the last play of the 3rd quarter, I believe.
But they've changed the ends of the field.
Right. That's true. Amarillo High at the 22-yard line. They have not changed into the field. You're right. 23-yard line, 1st down for Belcher. Checks off. And now that Amarillo High is sending everybody in motion, here comes Hobart Kilgore on the sweep, the wingback sweep. And he is down at the 23. And now then, we will go to the 4th quarter.
Kilgore with the ball. Jack about Andrade.
And now then, Amarillo High will have the football 1st and 10 when we start playing the 4th quarter. Cooper leads at the end of 3 quarters, 14-0 here on AISD Cable Channel 7.
Hey, you! You fellas must be strangers around here. I better straighten you out.
Something wrong, officer?
You just happen to be violating Section 17B, Article 4. That's all that's wrong.
The safety belt law.
Oh, we never wear safety belts. We're dummies.
Now, look, you happen to be talking to the law. Don't you get smart-nosed with me.
How are we going to pay for this? We're always broke.
Let's get that vehicle out of here.
You'd learn a lot from a dummy. Buckle your safety belt.
You're watching Cable Channel 7. Go Cougars!
We're ready for the 4th quarter, 14-0 our score. I had to tape down my play chart, but we are ready to go. Dan Belcher now with the wind at his back, and you're about to see Amarillo High open it up. Belcher drops back on 1st down, and he is sacked. Flag is down, and I believe he goes down in the arms of Corey Aldridge. Number 84 is back there along with Kevin Stevenson.
Well, defensive end Corey Aldridge and defensive tackle Kevin Stevenson combining despite the hold to bring down Belcher. That's the 2nd sack of the night for the Cougars.
Holding call is against Amarillo High. The official shouldn't even bother. Well, finally we got to hear him. Holding against the offense is declined. And it will bring up 3rd down and 16 from the 16-yard line. Amarillo High needs a 32 for a 1st down. And what a big turnaround this game has, because Cooper was able to punt, and the penalty was against Amarillo High on the run back by Hobart Kilgore, who had a run back all the way to the Cooper 6-yard line that was negated. And now then, Belcher wants a timeout. Play clock was down to 1 second, and now then Amarillo High only has 2 timeouts. 11 minutes, 31 seconds to go in the football game. Cooper leading 14-0, and Phil, now then, because Amarillo High has gone against the wind for 2 consecutive quarters here in the 4th quarter, and they really didn't have the ball very long in the 1st quarter. Now then, for the first time tonight, we're going to see Belcher really open it up.
Well, they have to. They face a 3rd and 17, and they must keep the ball. I'm sure they're afraid if they get the ball back to Cooper in this situation, Cooper's going to take a big chunk of that clock off, and that could be a big concern to Larry Diffel. But a big play in this ball game, if the Cougars can just maybe hold them to a short catch over the middle, make the tackle, and make them punt it away. What a turnaround. Just a few seconds ago, it looked like Amarillo High had a 1st and goal, and now they're looking at 3rd and 17.
As we get the close-up of our friend Anthony Gibson. You know, he wants to join us up in the booth, and I told him when I could direct the band. I'm telling you, my stuff's blowing all over the place tonight. His job doesn't look that hard.
I can count.
Let us direct 1 song. That's all we want, 1 song before this year is over. He doesn't even have a card. He's just like waving his hand, like his hand's going to blow off. 3rd down and 16 from the 16-yard line. Belcher, straight drop back, 5 steps, looks down the field, pump fakes, got a man open, fires, has him at the 40-yard line. This is Ricky Hill inside the Cooper 45 down to the 43. And we have seen that play. The tailback comes rolling out, does Ricky Hill, and he was wide open at the 40-yard line. And Amarillo High now comes into Cooper territory.
Well, that's an Amarillo High play that really they had to have. 41 yards on 3rd and 17 really keeps their hopes alive, and in their favor here, a momentum switch on that big pickup on 3rd down.
Brian Sandridge comes out wide left side for Amarillo High. 1st and 10 from the 42-yard line. Here comes Hill again, and Hill gets down to the 40-yard line. Gain of a couple. It's going to bring up 2nd and 8. 11-14 remaining in the football game. Plenty of time for Amarillo High, and isn't it fun this year that you're not having to count penetrations and first downs? Because if there's a tie, there is the overtime in place.
Yes, we haven't seen our first overtime game yet, but and we don't want to see one in this situation either. But you're right. I'm not having to keep up with penetration. I never looked very good at that.
2nd down and 8. Play clock winds down to 8 seconds. Full house backfield behind Belcher. Play clock down to 3. Belcher, a quick step, and he throws looking for Sandridge, and he throws that behind him. Sandridge was running that quick slant into the middle of the field, and I think that Belcher thought he was going to run about a 5 and out.
Well, they definitely misread each other on the coverage that time. Peter Abrigg, if he recognizes the fact that the quarterback's going to throw the out, he has an interception in a wide open field, but another 3rd and 8 facing the Sandies. And the last time they converted, the Cooper defense looked for a big rush up the middle from Stevenson and Strahan here.
3rd down and 8 from the 40-yard line. 10:37 to go. Belcher drops back to pass. Rush is good. The pass comes out for Kilgore. Breaks a tackle inside the 20. Herbert Kilgore inside the 15 and down to the 10. 1st and goal, Amarillo High at the 10-yard line.
Well, just a harmless out pass. It really comes up short of the first down, but the missed tackle opens it up. That's how you get big plays, and that's a big play for Amarillo. Really backed up against the wall twice in this drive. They come through with big plays, and they're 10 yards away of getting on the scoreboard.
1st and goal at the 10-yard line for the Sandies. The timeout situation with 10:15 to go in the ball game. Cooper has 1. Amarillo High has 2. Full house backfield behind Dan Belcher. Belcher rolls, fires, and that one's incomplete. Too hard for Hobart Kilgore, and it will bring up 2nd and goal. Again for Cooper, Miles Durham is out with a separated shoulder. And we saw him earlier down there in just a jacket. 2nd down and goal now for the Sandies.
In the first game, both came away impressed with Belcher's poise in the pocket. A couple of times tonight, he looks like he kind of got jumpy back there in the pocket. Right now, he seems to be in a little better rhythm, and the Sandies are playing much better offensively.
Comes the big pitch back, and it comes to Johnny Johnson, and he is down to about the 7-yard line, and it's going to bring up 3rd and goal. Now then, Belcher, I'm going to say this, does not look nearly as good rolling out, especially with the wind blowing as hard as it is, because once you start rolling out, you have the tendency to throw the ball harder. You're trying to muscle the ball instead of just having the complete arm swing through the ball. And so Belcher, we saw in that play before last, he really threw it past Kilgore with him out, not even had a chance to flinch on the ball because of the rollout. So let's see if they keep him in the pocket. 3rd down and 8. Cooper fans will come to their feet. 3rd and goal from the 8-yard line. Belcher. Play action. Stands in. Throws. Has a man over. Kilgore. Touchdown. And the Sandies are on the board. And it's 14-6.
It looks like they send Kilgore out of the slot or out of the backfield that time. They clear out the right side with Sandridge in the end zone against Josh Button, and Kilgore just follows him into the zone. It's wide open, and the Sandies have finally broken the scoreboard here with 9:18 left in the ball game. They are within a touchdown pending this field goal.
Extra point on the way, and and the kick is up, and it is good. That is Kyle Duncan, and with 9:18 to go in the football game, 14-7, Cooper with the lead right here on AISD Cable Channel 7. Please. Sandies go 9 plays, 78 yards in 2 minutes, 42 seconds. Over Kilgore, an 8-yard touchdown pass from Dan Belcher. Kyle Duncan adds the point after. And Duncan's kickoff is a thing of beauty. 30 yards out of the end zone. And it's a touchback, and Cooper has it first and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
Well, it's real important right now. You know what Randy Allen's telling his offensive unit? This offensive line must take over. You've got the wind, which is gusting even more than it was in the first half to run against, to play this offense again. It's got to be the running game, and you got to turn it over to that offensive line and make first downs. If they have to give it up here 3 and out, we've got an interesting ball game on our hands.
9:18 to go, trips right side. Michael Anderson, the pitch comes back to Dominic Rhodes, tries to go one-on-one to the outside, gets back to the line of scrimmage and is swarmed under. Everybody in on that stop. Jason Larry leads the charge from his linebacker spot. And if it comes down to kickers in this ball game, Phil, Kyle Duncan of Amarillo High, one of the blue chippers in the state of Texas.
Well, he's kicked over 40 yards on a couple occasions this year. Talking to the Amarillo radio broadcaster earlier this year, they said a couple of those were good from well over 50. They're really high on this guy's leg, and so that does become a factor.
2nd and 10 for the Cougars. Inside handoff, this time Chris Cherry. Cherry to the 25 and out to about the 28-yard line. And there's the play that we were waiting on, because we said we might see Cooper as we were driving up here, as we were talking about things that we expected to see in this game or might see, was the fact that Cooper might go to an I formation, especially into this wind. Cherry lined up in the slot right there, took an inside handoff, and it brings up 3rd down and 2.
This might be the biggest play of this ball game. Cooper desperately needs the first down to kind of slow down the momentum and take some time off the clock. 3rd and 2 with a 1 back. It's interesting to see what the call will be.
Cherry lines up into the slot, 3rd down and 2. On 3rd down, play action, Anderson rolling. Now then Anderson trying to shake and bake, gets a big block outside, and he has the first down. Well, the block for the Cougars came from Kevin Hoffman as center, and Hoffman springs Anderson for the first down.
He certainly did, Jimmy. He waited on Anderson to make up his mind on what direction he was going to, and then he just opened it up over there. 2 plays in a row. The first play, Webb Murphy leading Chris Cherry on an 8-yard gain, and then Hoffman making a big block that time for the first down.
1st and 10 from the 33-yard line for the Cougars. Riddle comes wide to the right side, Rouse into the slot, Sharp goes left. Dominic Rhodes, the lone setback, gets the call in the carry and gets good yardage out across the 35 to about the 38-yard line. And a pretty good block right there for the Cougars by Everett Frazier.
Well, that's an important first down. The Cougars have been being stuffed on first down here in the second half. They only had 2 first downs in this half, but they've been being stuffed on first down, which makes it real tough, especially against the wind. But a 5-yard gain on first down gives you a lot more options.
2nd down 5 for the Cougars. 38-yard line, the line of scrimmage right in front of us. 6:49 to go. Cooper trying to wind a lot of clock here, keeping it on the ground. Dominic Rhodes a lone setback. And now then Cooper burns their last timeout. 6:43 remaining. And Cooper is called timeout number 3. They lead 14-7. And Phil, Michael Anderson came to the line of scrimmage and saw something he didn't like.
Well, you don't know what he sees, but he might have seen the play clock might have been giving him trouble, and he didn't have time to change the play. but you got to hope that doesn't come back and haunt you. But it's awfully early in this game to be burning their last timeout. Amarillo High has 2 left here in the 4th quarter.
Well, the other thing to go along with that is the fact that if you don't take your timeout right there, 2nd and 10 is very tough in this win.
You're right, and this team has played mistake-free football here in the first half and in this ball game. And Michael Anderson, being the senior veteran quarterback who's been through this before, you figure if he comes up, he doesn't want to make a mistake in this situation.
2nd and 5 for the Cougars. Riddle goes wide right side, Rao into the slot. Jesse Sharp goes wide to the left. Anderson calls out the play on 2nd down. Sandies have 8 at the line of scrimmage. A handoff to Dominic, nothing doing. He is swarmed under right at the line of scrimmage, and the tackle is made by Jason Larry, and it brings up 3rd down. You brought up an interesting point just now. This is the first playoff game Michael Anderson has ever played in.
Well, it seems like Michael Anderson has been a quarterback now for 2 seasons for the Cougars, but everybody will remember that he broke a finger last year on the playoff drive and never got to take a snap in the playoffs itself.
Big play right here, 3rd down and 6 from the 37. 6:08 remaining. In regulation, Anderson, play action, rolls to his left again, being chased. Anderson still on his feet and will be tackled. Brought down by Josh Alzine. And it's a loss of 4, and Amarillo High is going to get the football back. Good field position and 6 minutes to go in the ball game.
I think, Jimmy, that was a situation where Anderson kind of tentative to put the ball up with decent coverage over on that side of the field and turn the ball over and hope that you can get a decent punt out of here and turn it over your defense, which has played extremely well for most of this night.
Mark Rao to punt, no one deep for Amarillo High. And Rao's punt bounces at the 43-yard line of Amarillo High and is down at the 45 by Melvin Barnes. Only a 17-yard punt by Rao into the teeth of this wind. And Amarillo High, the Golden Sandstorm, has a golden opportunity here. With 5 minutes and 49 seconds to go in regulation, they trail 14-7. And Dan Belcher and crew comes back out onto the field. 2 timeouts for the Sandies. Hobart Kilgore will come out wide to the left side. Split backfield behind Dan Belcher on 1st down. Belcher hands it off straight ahead. Here comes Austin Price. Breaking tackles inside the 40. Austin Price is inside the 35, and he is down to the 31-yard line. 1st down for the Sandies.
The Sandies have all going their way right now. The passing on the last possession has spread out this Cooper defense a little bit and opened up the inside, and now the Cougars are really on their heels because Amarillo High has all areas of its game working.
Chris Magruder will come out wide to the left side on 1st down for the Sandies. Handoff straight ahead, nothing much there. As for Cooper, we see in on the stop Matt Garrett. And it's going to bring up 2nd and 8. They tried to go that quick hitter again to Price. 2nd down 8. Over Kilgore goes wide to the right side. Chris Magruder comes to the left. From the left hash mark on 2nd and 8. Belcher. The quick pitch again to Price. Lead blocker in front, but he is swarmed under at the 27-yard line. Again for the Cougars, Eric Gobert is there on the stop, along with Melvin Barnes, and Barnes gets up a little shaken.
Well, here's where the Sandies have really done a good job in the 4th quarter, and that's 3rd down. They face a 3rd and 5 here. A better job that time by the Cougars of putting a lot of people at the point of attack. Eric Gobert leading the way.
4.5 minutes to go from Lowrey Field. Magruder again to the left. Kilgore to the right on 3rd down. Belcher. Cooper almost showing the nickel 3 rush, and now then Stevenson jumps, and I believe it's offsides against Cooper. I didn't see any movement whatsoever from Amarillo High. We find out that at Jones Field in Lubbock, Midland Lee has taken a 33-7 lead against Lubbock Monterey. And Stevenson jumped off sides. and didn't come back across. He was in the neutral zone, and the official said delay of game. That was his signal.
20 kids. For 1 hour a week, you leave your concrete world of flip phones and faxes and talk to 20 kids about how business works. They will question everything, but those 20 kids will talk to 20 more. So by Saturday, what you said on Thursday could be halfway around their world. You get to make a difference. Could just make the rest of your week pretty dull. That's the new JA, teaching kids how business works.
Why would anybody give someone they don't know a gift? They do it because this gift saves lives. And the need for it is desperate. We need over 20,000 people to give this precious gift every day. Please give blood. There's a life to be saved right now. Call the American Red Cross at 1-800-GIVE-LIFE.
Well, this doesn't make a bit of sense because it was 3rd and 5. And now then they re-spotted the football. The official only walked up like a 3-yard penalty at first. Well, again, it's delay of game. 3rd and inches now for Amarillo High. Phil Ashby will now explain for all of us why that's delay of game.
Because they took too long to make the call.
To get back across the line, I guess. 3rd down and less than a yard. Big play right here for the Cooper defense. Cooper has everybody in the box. Full house backfield. The handoff straight ahead goes to Austin Price, and he has the first down inside the 20. 1st and 10 for the Sandies. 4 minutes, 7 seconds remaining in regulation. 14-7, Cooper leads, and Amarillo High is storming back into this game.
It seems like a long time ago or at least I mentioned that Amarillo High had to turn things around. They wouldn't get blown out of here early. Cooper misses on a couple of scoring opportunities, and the Sandies just hang around, and now here they are, a touchdown down and knocking at the door.
1st and 10, just inside the 20. Full house backfield again. Belcher play action, rolls to his right. Belcher throws for Hofer Kilgore, and it's incomplete. And again, I'm going to come back to the rollout by Dan Belcher because there's nothing that's happening on that because he muscles the ball too much. Brings up 2nd and 10.
Well, Belcher on that rollout hasn't worked much. He's been thrown the ball much better as a pocket passer in the 2 games we've seen him play, and I expect him to go back to that right now.
2nd down, 10. Kilgore again to the right side. Magruder to the left. No Brian Sandridge in this sequence. We have not seen him. Belcher drops into the pocket. Now then he's chased out. Stands in, fires, has a man, he has his tight end, Chris Bailey. And Bailey is inside the 10 down to the 7. And it's 1st and goal for Amarillo High.
That's just an excellent job by Belcher, who comes up near the line of scrimmage, looks like he's going to take off. The coverage falls off of him and leaves his tight end wide open. And Belcher's showing a lot of poise on that particular play, and it's 1st and goal.
I've got to think that Amarillo High wants to score as quickly as is possible here. And the reason I say that's because they want the ball back maybe one more time. Cooper's only got 10 men on the field. Pitch comes back, Austin Price inside the 5, and he's down to the 4-yard line. Cougars look like they were trying to run in Myris Ray. And the Cougars did only have 10 on the field at that time. Second down and goal from inside the 5. It's at the 4-yard line. Under 3 minutes now, 2:50 to go in regulation. Amarillo High 4 yards away from pulling this ball game within 1. Hobart Kilgore comes wide right side, full house backfield behind Dan Belcher. Here's the handoff, and slipping on the play is Ricky Hill. And it's going to bring up 3rd and goal.
Larry Gobert didn't make the tackle on that play, but he forced the slip by really getting great penetration up the middle of the field. And here we are again looking at a 3rd down.
2:23 to go. Field goal does not help Amarillo High at all. They need 6 points. They need 7 points. They trail 14-7. Again, Magruder will go to the right side. Full house backfield. Over Kilgore, the man in closest. Belcher rolling right, throws, has Kilgore at the 4, and he is wrapped up. Nice play by Melvin Barnes for the Cougars, and it is 4th and goal.
That looks a lot like the touchdown that Amarillo High scores a while ago, but this time the tackle's made. Melvin Barnes, really one of the surest tacklers on this team, comes up and hangs on to Kilgore inside the 5, and Sandy's going to be forced to go for the ball game right here on 4th down.
Amarillo High calls a timeout. They have 1 timeout remaining. Cooper is out of timeouts. It is 4th down and goal from the 3-yard line of Cooper. If Cooper can hold here, Amarillo High would only have 1 timeout in which to stop the clock. But like you said, the game all comes down here. And I've really got to think, if I'm Amarillo High right now, I think that you maybe run the football to Austin Price.
Well, that's been really the most, I guess, consistent offensive play is the quick hitter, but you can't do that down here. So what you might do is put that full house backfield back on the field, get your 2 good lead blocks, and just try to power the ball in from the 3. Well, you take a chance on that because Cooper is pretty strong along the defensive line.
Amarillo High appealing to a higher power on the far side of the field. 4th and goal from the 3-yard line. This is the ball game. 4th and goal from the 3. Belcher under center. Sends Hobart Kilgore wide to the left side on 4th down. Cougars almost jump. Kilgore runs the option. Belcher runs the option. He's in, touchdown. Boy, a great pump fake from Dan Belcher. It looked like Kilgore just ran a quick curl, and he thought he was going to toss him the ball, but instead, Belcher shows the ball and scampers into the end zone for the touchdown.
That's just an outstanding call by Larry Dimple. We haven't seen that play from the Sandies all night long, and he runs the option. It's wide open. The Cougars are packed inside. He gets on the corner and just walks into the end zone for the touchdown.
Kyle Duncan for the point after that would tie the ball game. Snap is good. Duncan's kick is on the way, and it's good. 1 minute, 45 seconds to go in regulation. We are tied at 14 here at Lowrey Field. Amarillo High goes 11 plays, 55 yards, 4 minutes and 4 seconds. And it's the quarterback, Dan Belcher, scoring on a 3-yard touchdown run. Kyle Duncan adds the point after. We're tied at 14, and Phil Ashby. We go back to the fact that Cooper had a chance earlier in the ball game to put Amarillo High away, and they did not do it.
Yeah, you're right, Jimmy. I remember when they had the win in the first half, Amarillo High was forced to punt deep on their territory. Cooper took over like at the 35-yard line and really didn't move the ball at all. They missed the field goal. They get another chance and miss the field goal, and those opportunities are now coming back to haunt them as Amarillo High has controlled the ball game just midway through the 3rd quarter.
Duncan's kickoff is through the uprights. And Cooper will have the football 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line. Minute 45 to go. And this is why we're glad you're not counting penetrations and 1st down. Because now then, if this goes to overtime, What happens is each team gets the football 1st and 10 at the 25-yard line. I would think that either team would choose to go with the wind.
You're right, Jimmy. I would think so, because the wind is limiting you so much here, and you can at least have the threat of the pass. With this wind, there's not a whole lot of threat of the pass.
Dominic Rhodes on 1st down, bangs across the 25 to the 27. Now remember, Cooper cannot stop the clock. They are out of timeouts. Remember also, Dominic Rhodes has a 70-yard touchdown run against the wind. The football is at the 26. That happened with 10:37 to go in the first quarter. That was the only time, that was the only score against the wind, was Dominic's run. 2nd and 4. Here comes Rhodes again. And Rhodes bangs his way out to the 30-yard line. Tackle is made by Matt Bruton. And if Rhodes has a 1st down, we're staring overtime in the face. And I really think here that Cooper is not going to do anything that costs them this ball game. They are going to try and bang Dominic straight ahead. And if he breaks one, it's gravy.
You're right, Jimmy. You just don't want to take a chance in this wind, which I believe we saw him throw a little bit in the first half, but it's gusting even more now.
3rd down, Anderson trying to plug ahead for the 1st down. If he does not have the 1st down, Amarillo High can call their last timeout. And it is a 1st down. Boy, that is a big play right there, because you got to figure the way the average punt has gone into the wind has only been 18 yards. And you're talking about, at that time, a 60-yard attempt for Duncan. I think he's got that in his leg.
You're right. Duncan has we've seen a powerful leg from that young man. You don't want to get in a situation and give him a chance to win the game on the last play.
28 seconds to go in regulation. We're staring at overtime. Twins left side for the Cougars. Anderson hands it off. Here comes Dominic to the left side. 35-40, breaks a tackle. Still on his feet, gets to the 43. And Cooper is out of timeouts. The clock will stop long enough for them to move the chain, and that will be all. So Cooper has 1 play left in regulation before we will go to overtime, you would think, unless they try and throw the football. Anderson wants to try one more play. 8 seconds. Clock is running down. Sharp comes out wide right side. He has single coverage. Anderson, delayed draw to Dominic. 45, midfield. Dominic to the 40. Dominic to the 35. Puts it back. There goes Dominic to the 20. To the 10. Who's going to score? A touchdown. Dominic Rhodes on the last play has scored a touchdown from 60 yards. And Cooper will win in the last play of the game. That is all individual effort from Dominic Rhodes. 57 yards for the touchdown maker, Dominic Rhodes. And look at the carnage he leaves behind. The Amarillo High squad is just on the ground. We were staring at overtime, and Dominic Rhodes breaks about 5 tackles, and look at him. He's the only guy out of the pile. How improbable is this, Phil?
It's just stunned. You can look on the far side of the field. No one's moving. People are just not sure that just happened. But it almost looked like Cooper was going to be content with taking this into overtime against the wind. They run the delay draw to Dominic. Really a special play for that player. And he's made maybe the biggest play in Cooper history. He's saved overtime. He's won this ball game. He's rushed for over 200 yards tonight. And what can you say?
Absolutely incredible for Dominic Rhodes. You see the picture of Dominic down here at the 45, looking up at the student section, and that is a pose of one happy man right there.
We'll see that play run a few times over the next week, but he deserves everything he's getting. The offensive line just opened up a big hole in the delay. He got excellent blocks downfield from the wide receivers. We've talked about that all year. You can't break off long runs without wide receivers making blocks downfield, and he just waits for the wave to go by, cuts back, and really never panicked in that situation. And the Cougars are going back to Abilene for the area round of the playoffs with a really one of the most exciting wins I've ever seen.
Dominic Rhodes, a great job downfield. I think it was Jesse Sharp who had come out to the right side. And I think Sharp was the man that stayed on his block. Dominic, when he got down to about the 30-yard line, cut it back inside, and then he had clear sailing. And Dominic Rhodes has scored from 57 yards out on the last play of the game, and Cooper wins this one 20-14, and they will play El Paso Irvin next Friday night at 7:30 at Shotwell Stadium.
Dominic Rhodes, 25 carries, 203 yards, 2 touchdowns. On this night, really scored against the wind, and both of them long range by Dominic. What a threat, what a special player. This crowd just doesn't want to leave.
The Amarillo High crowd is not leaving. They are standing in stunned silence over on the east side of the field. And what this game boils down to, Phil, is the fact that Cooper scored 2 times against the wind, both times on long runs by Dominic.
You're right, Jimmy, and that's what the Cougars have done. You know, they didn't explode offensively tonight like they had. They missed some opportunities, but you got to give that team a lot of credit. That offensive line, Dominic Rhodes, and just not quitting and believing that you can score from more than 60 yards out in one play, and that's a special win. That's the kind of win that you escape from and then just get on a roll, and you got to think that's what this thing is hoping for right now.
Cooper had won 5 consecutive games coming into this one. They lost 31-28 to Amarillo High back on homecoming on October the 4th. And one of the things that Randy Allen said at that time was the fact that they ran out of time. Tonight, the Cougars do not run out of time. It gets down to 0, but Dominic Rhodes scored.
Unbelievable. You know, all Amarillo High has to do on that play is make a tackle. It doesn't matter if he goes 63. If he doesn't get in the end zone, it's over. We go to overtime. But Dominic, what can I say? Let's just run that play some more. What a special ending to this one.
Oh, God. If you had told me it was going to come down to this, I would have said you're crazy. I mean, that was awesome. I can't believe, they came back, they come down there and score and tie it up. And we get the ball with, I think, 30 seconds left and take it down. Dominique, incredible run. Offensive line did a great job. It's incredible. I can't believe it.
Feels great. All praise the guy. All praise the guy.
I think I could hug you at the moment, Dominic. Hold the trophy up, first of all, because certainly you can't be too tired to do that.
No, I'm not. It's great.
Got a great block on the outside. When you're running down the field, you cut back at about the 40. Explain the play.
It was a 41 draw, and that's usually what we use at the end of halves and stuff. So if they think we're passing, that we'll just run the ball. And when I was running, I saw Mark down there blocking for me. No, it was Jesse, one of them. And then I saw these dudes come across my face, so I just cut back. And after I cut back, it was open field from there.
You saw open field, and you kind of went, ah. When you sat here, both your touchdowns came against the wind, both on long runs. 250 yards on the ball game. How do you feel about that?
whoa, I didn't even know. I didn't think it was anywhere close to that, but I'm pretty happy.
We were adding them up there at the end.
Thanks.
Ball club late in the ball game, especially when Amarillo High drove down the field a couple of times, were you guys starting to think overtime?
I was, most definitely I was. But whenever I was thinking overtime, I knew that I had to come out and at least give us a chance to win the game when we had a little bit of time left. And we just pulled it out.
You guys had a lot of luck a couple of times scoring late in a half. This is no exception because you run a couple of quick hitters, you get across the 40-yard line, and all of a sudden you're making magic out there.
Just call us magicians or something. I'm just happy. All praise to God. It's a great victory. Just be ready for next week now.
All right, again, Dominic, congratulations. Coach Randy Allen in with us here on Cable Channel 7. Coach Allen, Dominique got right in front of you at about midfield. I thought you were going to use a leg, maybe help him along the way.
I thought he was going to need all the help he could get. I really thought that he was going to be tackled on about the 35, and I thought, man, he's going to use up all his energy and won't have any in overtime. But he made one of the great high school runs I've ever seen under unusual circumstances. There's no time on the clock. If he gets tackled anywhere in the field of play, the ball game goes into overtime. And what a great run and a great blocking by our offense, and just what a great high school football game. I said before the game, Amarillo is one of the toughest teams in our bracket, and they proved it tonight. I knew at halftime with a lead of 14-0, it was a long way from being over, but what a great way to end a high school game.
It seemed like Jesse Sharp really had a good block for him downfield. He got a great block at about the 35.
Well, I'd have to see the replay, but if Jesse, I'm sure a lot of people got great blocks down the field. It was just 11 guys just trying to get the ball in the end zone somehow to win the ball game.
Seemed like one of the big plays of the ball game came on your 3rd and 6 down here when you punt the ball to your own end zone, calling your second time out of the second half with 2 seconds to go in the quarter to boot the ball out. At first, after Hover Kilgore's run back, it looked like it was going to backfire on you, but penalty saved you, and you got the positive field position out of it.
Well, we hoped to kick it away from him, and we were going to get great field position right before the quarter ended. But as it turned out, the penalty did save us. But we were just trying to get field position. We thought our chances of making 3rd and 5 weren't as good as us getting them backed up and playing defense.
Well, on homecoming back on October the 4th, you said that you ran out of time. It's what you told us after the ball game. In that one, losing 31-28 tonight, same ball club. You didn't run out of time, but the clock showed 0.
Boy, isn't that great? Yeah, we had just enough time to get it in the end zone. But, again, Amarillo High's got a great team, and what 2 great teams tonight. I just feel sorry for them, but, gosh, what an elated bunch of Cougars we've got right now.
Next week it's El Paso Irvin again, another rematch, but this time you get them at home.
We do. We get El Paso Irvin at home, and everybody needs to come out and watch that game because it ended just like this one last year, and it was a great football game.
During the game, we said the veteran quarterback, Michael Anderson, and then all of a sudden we stopped ourselves and said, hey, hang on a second. This is his first playoff game, so how does that feel to get in the playoffs?
Great. Especially with the way this one ended. If we would have lost, it would have been totally different, but, somehow we pulled it out, and, God, it's awesome. It's great.
Next week you get El Paso Irvin. Great defense we saw last year with the Stansberrys.
Yeah, Stansberry, one of the best quarterbacks, I think, in the nation. He's incredible. He's fast, got a quick release, and, we're going to have our hands full, but, I think we'll be ready.
Matt Royals joining us here on Cable Channel 7. Matt, offensive line can take all the credit in the world for Dominique's last run, both runs against the win.
Well, we knew what we had to do. We knew that they were expecting a draw. They even called it out when we were lining up on line of scrimmage. But we knew that they can do nothing if we execute the blocks right.
You guys, a couple of times this year against Permian, here again tonight, when you come to the end of the half, you guys have run the draw plays, and once you've gotten the ball outside, you've gotten great blocks downfield. Everybody's pushing ahead. Couple of pancake blocks on the line on Dominique's run, and again tonight works out for you.
We know the receivers are doing a good job of blocking down the field, and once we get Dominique past the initial line of scrimmage, he can do some damage out there.
Back at homecoming, it seemed like Amarillo High's defensive pursuit was so good. What did the line do different tonight that negated that?
Well, they're very good at coming off of blocks. Once you get them the initial block, they usually spin off of it or find some way to get out of the block and just pursuit to the ball real well. In practice all week, we worked on securing the blocks toward the hole, and once we executed that, we knew that we would be able to stop them.
No one ever sees linemen on TV. Let's look in the camera really closely. Isn't that a great picture? Matt Royal's in with us. Well, Chris Cherry, your tag team partner, Dominic Rhodes, kind of the man of the hour here tonight.
Well, he deserved it. I mean, he practiced hard. He played real good, and he tried to figure out a way to get in the end zone, and he did.
You guys came out totally different game plan with Amarillo High than what you had back at homecoming.
Well, we knew what they had, and we knew we had to come out harder than what we did last time.
Okay, you're kicking off. You see the uprights. You nail like 2 all the way through the uprights. At some point in time, did you want to attempt a field goal out here?
Every time I kick.
You guys get ready now to take on El Paso Irvin. It's a team with a lot of speed. It's a game that you're going to have to come up big in.
Yes, we're just going to have to practice hard and study them like we did Amarillo and see what happens.
Jimmy Pogue, Phil Ashby back here closing it out at Lowrey Field, and this is the spot right here, the 35-yard line, that will go down in Cooper history as Dominic Rhodes made maybe as good a cutback that you're going to see in high school football, Phil.
Well, about at this point in that play, you didn't think he could still do it because there were just too many Sandies left to get by. But he makes a cutback here, very patient, waits for a couple of blocks, and the rest is history. And believe me, that's a history-making play. In my opinion, there's maybe 2-3 players in this state that can make a play like that, and we've seen something awfully special tonight.
It's hard stopping here tonight. Dominic goes for 252 yards on the ground, really racking up the yardage. He had a run of 70 yards that gave Cooper their first touchdown of the ball game, and a run of 63 here to close it out.
Well, if we failed to mention it a couple of times tonight, the wind's kind of a factor, and what can neutralize that is a player like Dominic, and that last play was just special, and the one that really established the personality of this game in the first quarter was a big play too. It nearly got away from them, but the Cougars will take it and now advance on.
And now then you've got a team that's won 6 straight games as they get ready to take on El Paso Irvin next week.
And they get the home field advantage, don't have to make the long trip to El Paso. This team, without a really important player in Miles Durham, can come up with a victory. You might get him back 2 or 3 weeks down the road, and that really makes this team capable of going pretty deep in the playoffs.
Cooper Cougars, heart-stopping fashion here tonight, winning one against Amarillo High, 20-14, the final. Cable Channel 7, they may win the Cable Ace Award for this one because they're going to have the play coming right back at you over and over again. For Phil Ashby, I'm Jimmy Pogue. For all the good guys, for Eddie Raines and Randy Cluck, and for Rob Westman, thank you for joining us tonight from Lowrey Field. Again, Cooper wins this one 20-14. We hope you've enjoyed it here on Channel 7.